say hi. I just realized I don't know if I've ever formally introduced you guys to my cat, Cagney. This is Cagney. Say hi. She's 18 years old. I got her when I was 9 years old and I was in 4th grade. And she is the little love of my entire life. And yeah, we've been through everything together. Haven't we, Kiki? Haven't we? I just woke her up from a nap, so she's a little like, why did you wake me up right now? Can't you tell that I'm sleeping? Okay. I know, you're sleepy, aren't you? Okay, guys, I'm gonna let her go back to bed because she's a little sleepy right now. Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm back with a kind of a different video, I guess you could say, but I have been asked about this from time to time, and this really all sparked because I just got back from Italy and Greece, and while I was there was this woman that had her cat that she just was taking off the ferry, and the cat was screaming bloody murder, and I felt so bad for the cat. I was like, oh my god, that would be Cagney, my cat. So anyways, yes, without further ado, I just wanted to tell you guys just some of my tips and tricks and my experiences with flying with my lovely cat over here. So the time I flew my cat home with me, the reason why I had to do this was it was right when I first moved out to LA. I really didn't have anyone that I would trust to leave her with, and so I made the decision that I need to fly her home with me because I was going to be gone for 2 weeks for a friend's wedding, and just knew that was probably the best route for me to take. Now 18 years old, I flew her back home when she was about 14 years old. That was her first plane ride ever, so I honestly had no idea what to expect. I just knew this is not going to be a pleasant experience for me or for her. So what I did first was I went around checking for airlines, which airlines would allow animals. Most of them will allow for animals, but there are some that will not allow animals. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting on an airline that will permit your animal. I forget the weight because it's been so long ago now. I think you have to be under 30 or 25 pounds to do carry-on. I would not recommend, I mean, you have to do what you have to do in a lot of cases, but I definitely wouldn't recommend checking them under the plane because that's just, you hear horror stories about that. And that, personally, I would not be comfortable doing something like that with my cat. So if you can avoid that, definitely just carry them on. So that's what I do with my cat. I ended up carrying her on just in a little carry bag, and then what you do is you just put them under the seat. So you just treat them like a piece of your carry-on. I do want to say before I get started, if your cat is an elderly cat, that this is somewhat risky. Not somewhat, it's very risky. My cat's 18 now, and I was going to take her back home recently, not too long ago. The vet basically told me not to even think of anything like that because it could just be pretty much suicidal, you know, to do something like that, to bring my cat on an airplane when she's 18 years old. So that is something to think about. Definitely make sure you go speak with your vet. That's what I did, of course. I had her do a thorough physical before I took her, just to make sure that she was healthy enough to fly and nothing hopefully bad would happen to her. Especially when they're older, the cabin pressure and everything can be really bad for them. So again, just you want to make sure you speak with your vet before you do anything like that. So going back to how I kind of prep for this flight and for my cat, you can't get them out unless they're a service animal or anything like that. So you can't get them out during the flight at all. So I only packed, a little bit of food, some treats and everything. But my cat, she's not going to eat or drink when she's stressed. So I already know this. So of course she didn't eat or drink or anything like that the whole trip. But just keep some of that stuff packed. There was a guy I came across maybe like 2 years back, and he was literally dehydrating his cat. It was awful. The cat could hardly talk. And then I heard him talking to a woman saying, oh yeah, it's been a really long flight. It's been about 8 hours, blah, blah, blah. I haven't given the animal, I don't know if it's dog, whatever, anything to drink, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, what is your problem? Okay, that's way too long. Anyways, so getting her prepped for this flight, what I did was I decided I would lightly sedate her. And honestly, I really, really recommend this just because you think about it, they have no idea what is going on. It is such a noisy place. It's just all these crazy things are going on. You're getting stuffed under a chair. It's traumatizing. It's so traumatizing. So that I didn't want to put my cat, I just wanted to make it as smooth of a process as possible, and I didn't want her to remember a lot of it, even though I'm sure she did. But I decided to sedate her. I ended up just getting a prescription from my vet, just something to lightly sedate her for, anxiety, whatever, so she would be more comfortable. If you do go this route, you want to test it before it's time to fly, because a lot of times these medications, they will have a reversed effect and it will make them extremely hyper and crazy. And surprisingly, that's what happened to my cat, and she turned psycho and was darting around the room, and it just got her so amped and she was so hyper. So thank goodness I had time and I was able to get another prescription that did its job and everything was smooth sailing. When you get to the airport, I always try to get there 2 hours in advance. I think when I had her, I got there maybe 2.5 hours early just to get her checked in and squared away, get her tags to put in my bag and everything like that. Guys, I think like my biggest fear, I was so stressed the day I was traveling with her because I didn't know what was gonna happen. My cat hates driving in a car, guys. She screams bloody murder, or this is when she was younger. Now she's like mellow, but you know, all her life she used to just scream bloody murder whenever you would put her in a car and just scream until she got hoarse. It was awful. So that's kind of what was going through my head. I'm like, great, my cat is gonna freak out on everyone. Everyone on this plane is going to want to kill me. They're gonna be like, why in the world did this girl bring this screaming cat on this plane? So I was so worked up and so like, like everyone's gonna hate me. Oh my God, this is gonna be the worst thing ever. And I'm going through security with my cat, and you have to take your cat out of, you know, the bag and everything and actually walk through security holding them. And my cat, she's interesting. She likes to sit around my neck if I'm like walking or anything like that. That's her spot. That's what she likes to do. Not anymore because she's, poor thing's gotten older. But back when she was 14 and just, you know, from the beginning of time, that's how she preferred to be held. So she would just curl up around my neck and I would like walk and, you know, do stuff, and I didn't have to use my hands. She was just like parked up on my shoulders. So this is what my cat does. She like gets around my neck and everything, and everyone's like cracking up into the security line. They're like, look at that cat. She's walking around her neck, and I'm like going through security with my cat. Like, it looks like I have like a raccoon around my neck. I'm like walking through security like that. It was a lot. And then when I board my flight, thank goodness I was sitting next to two understanding souls. And as soon as I got on, they all knew I had a cat because my cat was like, you know, doing a little bit of meowing. And I immediately started to try to give out this like pity story of like, oh my God, I just like, I had to bring her with me. I didn't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. Like, please, I'm so sorry if she screams. They were understanding, like, oh my God, sweetheart, it's okay, of course. I'm like, so anyways, guys, I get on this flight and my cat starts absolutely screaming, and I'm like freaking out. I'm getting anxiety. So you have me and my cat on the plane freaking out because I'm freaking out because she's freaking out, and it was just awful. It was so awful. It was the worst plane ride ever. It was so stressful. And so finally at the end of it, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to calm down until I can't hear her because it's freaking me out. I hate that she's crying, and it's just, I was so stressed out. So I finally just put headphones in. I'm like trying to like just not think about it, that my cat is underneath my feet screaming. And it didn't even help that the plane was scorching hot too before we took off. So my cat's like stuffed under the chair, like probably dying of heat and just yelling and going on because she's so hot. And it was just, it was not a good experience for me. And luckily the flight was only about 4 to 5 hours, so thankfully it wasn't too long. Finally, when we landed, my cat was like so out of it. Her eyes were, because of course she's sedated, her eyes are just like all like droopy and everything like that. And she gets in the back of my mom's car because my mom picked me up, and she's just like falls over. She's literally straddling the seat, just like humped over it, grabbing on, and that's how she wanted to ride back home. She was just like, it was awful. I felt so bad for her. I don't even honestly remember her getting back home. I don't even know how that flight went because all I can remember was the flight over because it was that bad, and it was just... So anyways, that is my story of traveling with my cat. If any of you guys are thinking about flying with your animals, hopefully this was able to shed like a little light on it, about how I went about doing it, and kind of, I don't know, a little bit of the do's and the don'ts, and being able to lightly sedate them and so forth. So yeah, what an experience that was. If you guys have ever flown with your animal before, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how that went. I would love to hear your stories on this. But yeah, anyways, that is about it, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.